Shalom, shalom to the family of the Most High Yah. I want to thank you, family, for joining us today. We have a very special guest with a very exciting proposition today. We all know Sister Sadie from many months back. Hallelujah. She's been a part of our community. She has since moved to the country of Ghana. She's been doing great things there. She's been helping family members as they come back to the continent. Many of you remember Sister Yvonne, who's been on our Hallelujah Hour many times. We've enjoyed her singing, her worshiping of the Most High Yahuwah. She helped her to find her location, her apartment there. And she's helped many others. And she is looking to expand that help and extend that help to the family at large. There's a tremendous opportunity that she shared with me a few weeks ago that's happening in the Volta region of Ghana. And she's got some slides, some presentations that she's going to share with the family today. So everybody welcome Sister Sadie, her daughter Ashley, and Brother Moses, hallelujah, to the panel. Welcome, family.
Shalom, shalom, shalom. Welcome. Thank you so much, Pastor Rick, for allowing us the opportunity to speak with everyone. And so we just want to say thank you for your continued support. It means so much to us. And we also want to extend our greetings to First Lady Fletcher and also Mama Fletcher and to the family. And so hello, shalom to everybody. So I'm just going to go ahead and just get started, if that's okay.
All right, wonderful. Why don't you tell us a little bit about, first of all, why Ghana? Why did you choose Ghana?
Well, Pastor Rick, let's see. The Most High has led us to Ghana. Like he told us about Volta region even before we knew about Volta region. So we knew, and so we had dreams about a fede. A fede. And but when we kept on watching videos kept on popping up about Ghana, so we started doing research about Ghana. And so we had a conversation with the diaspora that was already here, and they were telling us about the Volta region. And so when they told us about it, we started looking it up, and we said, "Hey, the paramount chief here in Volta is a fede." And so the Most High had already, he had already put on our heart about Volta region even before we knew about Volta region. And so it's just one of those things that the Most High just orchestrated it that way. So yeah, Ghana just became on our radar from there. And once we gave the Most High our yes, everything just moved like clockwork. To tell you the honest truth, it moved like clockwork. And so a little bit of our testimony is that when we were called to come to Ghana, we had in mind that we would take up to maybe 2028, 2029. We would save some money and put some stuff together and come. But the Most High kind of lit a fire under our feet, so to speak, and caused us to move a lot faster. And I said, actually, I think we're going to be going to Ghana a lot faster than 2028, 29. But it turns out it was that same year. It was that same year. And so Ashley had a dream about some dates, and the Most High already gave us the go ahead. And so we went ahead and scheduled our time to leave within the dates that she was given, and with not much money until the last minute. So we had already made up in our mind that we were going to go with what we had, even if we would just make it to the airport and have to turn around and come right back. And, at least we could say, Abaya, we did it. We did what you asked us to do. But at the last minute, he did provide resources for us to sustain ourselves for the first year. Right. And so that's what it lasted, literally the first year. And so after that, like the Most High has been providing for us ever
Hmm.
since then. And we just walk, we walk in tune and step with him. And so, yeah, that's just a little bit about how we got.
Somebody in the chat says, "Does Jezreel mean Israel? Are they correct in it?" I'm going to say no.
Yeah,
It means that Yah is
yeah,
making fruitful, or Yah sows.
yeah.
So
So that's it. Yes,
yeah, so Yah
all
is
praise.
sowing, or Yah is making something fruitful. That's what Jezreel means.
Yes,
So we want to make
yes,
sure y'all stay real fruitful, because we gonna need
yes,
some places to
yes.
land. Hallelujah. Let's
Hallelujah.
all right, let's
And
share
so,
with the
yeah.
family some of the things that you shared with me, because I'm excited about them
Okay.
seeing what I saw.
Yes. And so we are Jezreel Resource Management. When we got here to Ghana, my daughter, myself, and Moses, we were on the same mind. We wanted to help the diaspora to repatriate, right? We wanted to help people in their journey to be a lot smoother than ours was, right? And so we always, even from the conception of Jezreel Resource Management, always had our brothers and sisters in mind, from the beginning. And so for people who are wanting to follow our journey, we are on YouTube at Jezreel Talk, and you can follow some of our journey there. But yes, we're Jezreel Resource Management, and what we do is we help the African diaspora. The Most High is sending to Ghana. We help you repatriate with ease. What does that mean? That means if you need accommodation, if you wanted to purchase land, if you're looking to whatever the Most High put on your heart to do, that we want to be of assistance and help in some kind of way in that way. And so that's a little bit of what we do. So we're going to go ahead and jump into our slides. We'll let Ashley pick up a little bit on that.
Oh, sure, no problem. And so, yes, just as what Mom was saying, we are Jezreel Resource Management, and we do assist our brothers and sisters in the diaspora repatriate to Ghana in that way. And I'm really glad that we were on the topic of Jezreel and what it means, because we are called Jezreel, and it's not for no reason that we are called Jezreel. It does mean that the Most High sows. And we do, not only do we believe, but we are witnessing with our own eyes that the Most High is sowing his people back into the land. Hallelujah. That's an exciting thing. Most definitely. And so here, just to give you guys some overview about our company, and then what we stand for, kind of what we do. And so we have three main values here at Jezreel Resource Management. And so that's transparency, that's honesty, and that's quality. Okay, and so guys, we already know that it's difficult to kind of do business. Sometimes it's difficult to do business and trust the person in front of you, let alone somebody who's on a whole nother continent. And so these are our three main values. We make sure we stay transparent with you guys. You're always going to be like in the know about what's going on with you and your project and all of those things. We make sure we stay honest with you guys. If there is a hard conversation that needs to be had, we like to have it right then and there, rather than let things pile up and then it becomes a larger issue later on, Most High forbid. And then also quality. Okay, so we make sure that we do things the right way, and then we make sure that we follow all of our necessary steps. Okay, and then we deliver quality to all of our clients. All right, so let's move on. Okay, so we always get asked, so what do you do? And so here is a list. It's not an exhaustive list, but it is a few lists of some of our major services that we do offer. And so you see here that we do offer consultations. So if you're feeling like maybe Ghana is, somewhere the Most High is calling you to go, feel free, we can speak one-on-one in that aspect and kind of flesh things out. If you're called to Ghana and you don't know how to figure out a place to stay, we do offer assistance as far as short and long-term stays. Some people, the Most High is allowing the opportunity to visit before they move. It wasn't the case for us. But if that is the case for you, we do assist in both short and long-term stays. We do have repatriation packages. And what that is that if the Most High is calling you to live in Ghana, and you and your family want to live your life here, okay, so we condense all of the necessary classes that you would need so far as interactions with police here, cultural norms, how to go about starting your business, medical care, schools, all of those things we condense in one package to get you to, live your life. By the time you're done, you can most confidently live your life here in Ghana. And then all the necessaries, Ghana card, SIM card, land acquisition, we do assist people with that, and we're going to get into that. And then project management. So if you start your project, your building project, and you have to leave back to the US, or whatever country, you need somebody to oversee your project, we do offer that. And so at the bottom of the screen, you do see our link to our website that has our services. Feel free to visit our website. We make sure to update it regularly. And so, yeah, reach out to us in that way. And so, okay, so we deemed it kind of a good thing to explain some things about land in Ghana that is, not really understood, or maybe, people don't know about them. And so we deemed it fit to kind of share some helpful tips with you guys. And so I'm going to let Moses get into the helpful tips about land in Ghana. Moses.
All right. Thank you once again, co-founders. Thank you once again, family. And I just want to take my time to go through one or two things, even though we are about to share with you what we have. But it's also important that we share with you some vital information about land in Ghana, because we feel like it's so important that, we share this with you, and then you be in the known and your way out. I'm trying to get land in Ghana, even if you're not going to go with Jezreel Resource Management. And so without much ado, I'll just zoom in. Every country have their own definition for what land means or what land stands for. Here in Ghana, land actually refers to not just the surface area, but also anything that is attached to the land or beneath the land. And so if you buy a parcel of land here in Ghana, if you have trees and stuff on it, all of those things are still attached to your land. If you buy a land and there is a building on it, or a foundation, whatsoever that is on it, it is part of your land, and anything that is beneath the land. So if you're fortunate enough to find some precious metals beneath,
diamonds, gold, precious minerals, we'll take all of that. Thank you.
right. It belongs to you. However, because you didn't purchase the land for mining activities, it will be good that you notify the people who sold you the land, and you'll be able to have some discussion with them as to how to go about it, which is good. And so that is so important to let you know. Right, moving forward to the next slide. It's so important that we let you know the types of land that we have here in Ghana. And the reason is that most of our brothers and sisters get here, they want to acquire land, and all they know is that they want land for either residential and for commercial purpose. But as to what type of land, they don't know. And so it doesn't help them to actually know which kind of people to deal with when they are transacting in land. And so I'm going to take my time to go through these 5 types of lands that we have here in Ghana. We first of all have the stool land, very popular one, stool or the skin land. It is called stool land because it's basically owned by the various stools that we have here in Ghana. And so the name stool came from, the chief sitting on, the stool that gives them the authority. So any individual who wants to transact in such land should know that you'll be dealing with the stool. You'll be dealing with the chiefs that actually has the authority to transact with you or go in a conveyance with you when it comes to stool land. Now, the next category of land or the type of land is called the state land. State land is land owned by the state of Ghana, the government land. So any individual who wants to, who see a parcel of land that belongs to the government can apply through a letter of application to the Lands Commission, which is a body that helps transact land as far as the government is concerned. Can write to them that, I saw this parcel of land and I'm interested in it, I want to buy it. And they'll go with you the processes that you need to go in to kind of acquire that type of land. Right. The next type of land is the vested land. Now, vested lands are lands that the nation has kind of, put in some injunctions on it. One, through either disputes, maybe some 2 communities, on their border, they are trying to, this community is saying this is for me, and the other community is saying this is for me. So the government steps in and then say, okay, I'm going to be in charge and I'm going to manage this land. However, the accruings of all of these, the accruings of this land is given back to the stool, is given back to the various communities the government split. So it has two, I usually say it has two ownership. The government, which is the lands commission, and then the various tools or the families that own that particular land. And so when you pay your money, you pay it to the government, but he will make sure that he divided among these two families or these two communities that actually owns the land. The next category of land is the family land. Now, the family land, families are basically small groups of clan within a community, and they also have land and they have the mandate to sell this land. And so, if you're buying any type of land that is a family land, you should know that you should be dealing with the family head in conjunction with his elders. So important because some family heads are not upright. They will just go ahead on their own personal note and transact with you without consulting their elders or just telling the other members of the family. And so when that happens, you meet one or two frictions here and there. So it's very important. The last but not the least is the private land. Now, these are lands that are owned by private individuals. And if you find any of this land you want to buy, you will be dealing solely with that particular private individual in terms of transaction with the land. I hope this was helpful. Right. Now, types of land ownership in Ghana. There are several types. We have the allodial title, the freehold interest, the customary tenancies, leasehold, and stuff. But for the purpose of this presentation, we're just going to focus on these two. Freehold interest. Freehold it used to be one of the type of interest that we have here in Ghana, but unfortunately, that has been taken out when the new Land Act 2020 was amended. And so we have no freehold as it stands now. Every land transaction in Ghana is now leasehold. And leasehold interest is specifically an interest in a land that is bounded by time with a specific price and stipulations. And so they lease the land to you. For foreigners or for non-Ghanaians, it is 50 years of lease. But if you are a Ghanaian or if you are a diaspora that come here, then you are able to get citizenship. It is 99 years of lease. So as it stands now, Ghana doesn't do freehold anymore. It's every land transaction, whether you're a Ghanaian or a non-Ghanaian, is leasehold. And 50 years for non-Ghanaians, 99 years for Ghanaians. Right. Now, due diligence before purchasing land in Ghana. This slide is so important and we want to put it in there. One, you have to visit the land. That's the very first thing. You visit the land, you look at it, you kind of, see whether it is not a swampy area, it is not, a waterlogged or it's not too hilly. It's kind of fit for which purpose you want to purchase the land. Once you visit the land, ask them for a site plan. Usually it's called a cadastral plan. Ask them for a site plan. Once they give you a site plan, let me even put in this. Instead of asking them for a site plan, if finance is not a challenge, it's best to employ your own personal surveyor to go with you while you're going to inspect the land. Let your own personal surveyor pick the coordinates, the four corners of the place that they are actually selling to you, and then let him develop a site plan for you. Then you can go to the Lands Commission to run a search. The reason is that usually they might have a site plan that covers the entire area they're selling. And so you go and run the search and then you see that it is still in their name. However, that particular space that they are selling to you might not correspond, or it might already been sold, which people don't know. So once you employ your own surveyor and they pick the coordinates for you and develop for you a site plan, you can go to the Lands Commission of Ghana and do an official search. Now, this is so important. There are two types of search in Lands Commission, but let them know that you are doing an official search. Official search will give you a type of report that will detail for you every conveyance that has been done on the land, the history of sales on the land. It moved from this person to that person, and from this person to that person, and from that person to the other person. Now, when this happens, it will give you an informed, it will help you make an informed decision and know whether, one, the place has been earmarked by the government for developmental projects in future, or the name of the current family or persons who is trying to sell you the land should appear on the search report if they have registered the land in their name. So this will help you make an informed decision in terms of purchasing land. Now, the next one I call is the zonal search. You have to personally go to the how do you call it, town planning and country planning and how do you call
Town
it?
and country.
Yeah, town and country planning authority. Sorry, you have to go to them and do a zonal search to know whether the place you are trying to buy is actually earmarked for the project you want to do. For instance, if you are trying to buy a place for a residential property, if you go to country and town planning authority, you know whether the place has been earmarked for residential purposes or commercial purposes. If you buy a land and you put up a residential property in a commercial zone, the government will come and break it down, right? And vice versa. So it's so important. Then the last one is the local search. Go into the neighborhood yourself, without going with the people that actually sent you there. Ask some questions. Ask the people who are who are close to the land. Ask them that you want to purchase this particular land. Do they know the owner, of the land? If they know the owner, they will go ahead and help you. We will give you all the history, the name, where the person stays, and they will be good to you and give you much more information about that. So, family, this is some few due diligence that you have to do to kind of make sure that you are making the right decision. You are actually doing the right thing. Okay. So at this point, I'll end here and then toss the baton to Ashley to kind of take it over from here.
I think that before Ashley starts, I think it's important to know that part that Moses has explained as far as land is concerned, because without that information, when people come to buy land, they're not informed of what type of land that they're buying or they're purchasing. And so it's important to understand what types of land that you're looking at, who's in charge of that land, who do you need to speak to, to acquire that land. And so that's important, family, to know that information. And so that if you have someone that's trying to sell you stool land, that you should be talking to a chief of some, you know what I mean? And if as opposed to if somebody has private land, you're speaking to a private owner. And so it just helps you keep things into perspective as far as who you're supposed to be dealing with in terms of land purchase. Sorry, Ashley.
No, feel free. Feel free. Shalom, family. It's Ashley, and I'm back again at the fun part. And so I know that we just gave a whole lot of important information. Mm-hmm. And so, Pastor Rick, with your go ahead, I'm going to go ahead and talk about Jezreel Valley, or if there are questions, it's the bonus.
Oh, we'll hold the questions till the end. I know that a couple of them have popped up in the chat that I'll address right now. Some people were saying that the president of Ghana was in the pocket of the West. And I know that there was recently a new president. It's John Mahama. Is that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And he is not, I repeat, not in the pocket of the West. Ghana used to be nowhere on my list because of the previous president. But because of John Mahama, I have added Ghana to my list. So for those of you who are not up to date on the changes that are taking place in Ghana, get yourself educated before you make spurious posts. Let's put it like that. Okay, go ahead, Ashley.
Okay. And so, yay, we are at the fun part, Jezreel Valley. And this is the project that the Most High has placed into our hands to continue on this route. And so what is Jezreel Valley? And so to give an overview, by the grace of the Most High, we have been allowed to acquire 40 acres of land that is inside the Volta region of Ghana. All praises to the Most High. But not only just 40 acres of land, it's also 40 acres of land that is inside of an already developing estate. And so that's absolutely wonderful. Not only that either.
I know how to do it, though. Yes.
He blesses abundantly. And so not only that, but this land is registered land. This land is litigation-free land. And so it's secured land to purchase. And so we're going to get into what it is, what it's about, how it's looking like, and all of those in the following slides. And so here we have an overview of some amenities that are in the community. Most definitely not all of them. And so starting off about what's inside of Jezreel Valley itself. Okay, and so we are going to have a resource center inside of our community. And I know you're like, Ashley, what is that? But a resource center is essentially an information hub for the diaspora to go into, where they can get answers to any of the questions that they have. Okay, so myself and my mom and Moses also, when we think of diasporas coming in to repatriate, we want them to have a space where they can always get answers to their questions. There's so many questions when it comes to repatriating to Ghana. And, as you live your life, you're going to run into so many different situations and circumstances. But we wanted a place where there could be a help desk and always someone that is there that can answer whatever question. Like, hey, I want to start a business. Who can I contact? Where can I go? Hey, I want to know, different medical centers. I have this illness. I'm looking for a special medication. Any type of question that you have, that there's always going to be someone there that can have the resource to give you, the phone number to give you, the person that you need to contact. And so that's what the resource center is. And that's going to be inside of Jezreel Valley. And I'm going to jump down really quickly to the tiny home community. And so inside of Jezreel Valley, we will have a tiny home community. Yay! Now, the size is very spacious. And so we're going to get to that later on. But if you are the type that likes minimalistic style living, or if you're just looking for an affordable investment option, that is available as well. And then, of course, land for sale is going to comprise the majority of Jezreel Valley. Okay, and so let's get into the amenities of the greater estate we are housed in. Okay, so this estate is going to have a sports and wellness center. It's massive, and we're going to get into the details of that later on. We have a walkthrough video of the entrance of the estate on our YouTube channel. Our YouTube channel is at Jezreel Talks. Okay, and so at the entrance, there is a restaurant, and it's already open. Okay, also at the entrance, there is a police station. Okay, and the police station is also already open. Police are already patrolling the area, and we're going to get to that as well. And so let's move on to the next slide. Okay, where are we? And so, yes, we are in Ghana, but we are not in Accra. Okay, so we are in the Volta region of Ghana. Where is that? We are on the east side of Ghana. We're on the east side. Okay, but we're not too far from Accra. Okay, Volta region is about 3 hours drive from Accra. We are in the capital city of Volta region, which is called Ho. And so that is where we are. And so some notable things about Volta region is that it's absolutely beautiful out here. The air is so fresh. There's so much vegetation. There's so much greenery. The mountain views are everywhere in Volta region. And Volta region also stretches down to the coast. And so if you're into driving maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours, you can get to the beach. Mm-hmm. Okay. And then there's also lakes. There's the Volta River, and there's bodies of water around as well. And so there is that. Also, if you are the type of person that is interested in sustainable living, okay, you care about the food that you eat, you want to grow the food that you eat. Okay, it's definitely good to note that Volta region is not a region that has galamsey activities. Okay, what is galamsey? That is illegal mining. Okay, and so unlike other regions in Ghana, Volta region does not have to worry about galamsey activities affecting the bodies of water, affecting the soil, and affecting the crops that grow from out of the soil. And so that's most definitely good thing to note. And then also, the Ghana Tourism Authority is making a concerted effort to make Volta region one of the major tourism destinations in Ghana. And so it's on the come up. You can ask any one of my co-founders here that businesses pop up every day. There's a lot of resorts that are coming up. There's actually a eco park. Yes, that's about 10 minutes away from Jezreel Valley. And that has one of the longest zip lines over a body of water in West Africa. And so there is that. Volta region is definitely on the come up when we talk about Ghana. Okay. And so let's get into the specifics of this land inside of Jezreel Valley, where it is at. Okay, we are 5 minutes drive from the Ho Airport. Ho does have an airport. It's not an international airport. It is a domestic airport, but it does offer accessibility for those who want to, quickly travel from Ho to Accra and back and forth. But it's also of note that there are no large commercial airplanes that are going through this airport. All of the airplanes will be passenger side, so there's no sound pollution involved in that. We're 15 minutes from the city center of Ho. And so Ho City Center is the central market. We're 15 minutes from the central market. You're definitely not far at all. If you're the type that is concerned about medical services, okay, there's plenty of hospitals around. but it's definitely of note that we are 12 minutes from the Ho Teaching Hospital. Okay. And so that is the largest hospital in Volta region. Okay. And so that is definitely of note, and it's definitely not far. In addition to that, we're 3 minutes from a very modern, newly built private hospital. And so you can get your services there as well. And then also we have great tarred road access. If you see our entrance walkthrough video on our YouTube channel, then you know that we are on the tarred road. The entrance to the major estate is right on the paved road, guys. And the paved road runs from Ho, which is the capital city of Volta region, all the way down to another major city called Aflao. Okay, and that's a border town between Ghana, I was going to say Ho, Ghana and Togo. So we're very close to the Togo border. It's about like a 30-minute drive away from us. And then also inside of the greater estate that we are housed in, there's already inbuilt roads. And so this is a great thing, especially when it comes to construction and building and machinery. It's less stress on people's pockets. And so that's a wonderful thing. Okay. And so this slide is jam-packed. I apologize. But there's so many amenities inside of Jezreel Valley and then inside of the greater estate. And so believe it or not, these are just a few. It's not an exhaustive list. Okay. And so as I mentioned earlier, we are going to have a resource center inside of Jezreel Valley. We're also going to have a dedicated space of worship. Okay. And so that's really important for us because we want our brothers and sisters coming back to feel like they belong in a space that is for them and it is for us. Okay. And so we want a space where we can come together and gather, whether it be a feast day, or whether it be a celebration, or, we just want to be in the same space, worship and praise. It's going to be a dedicated space for that. And so, yes. And then also we're going to have a community garden. And so, people who want to contribute to that. Now, the placement of the community garden is going to be inside of the tiny home community. But everyone in Jezreel Valley will have access to the community garden. Okay, security. I did mention that there is a police station at the entrance of the major estate we are housed in. And so this is a major plus. It's already open. The police are patrolling the area. And also the police there are very knowledgeable, and they know about people from other countries coming in to live in this area. And so the police are not going to give anyone any issues on that regard. They're there to kind of make sure everything is running smoothly and everyone is safe. And so that's definitely a major plus. And then inside of Jezreel Valley itself, we will have security as well. Okay, so I'm going to pop through these ones here. Okay, so we're into amenities of the greater estate. Access roads, I did mention from before. There is a golf course. This golf course is so large. It's 18 holes, you guys, and it is inside of the major estate we are housed in. Our land is actually very close to the golf course. We're about to the left side of the golf course. Schools, there are schools not far, about 10 minutes drive, international schools, high schools and primary that, people can patronize. And then also there's going to be schools inside of the greater state as well. And that's in the developmental process. Office spaces are going to be inside of the greater community. I'm going to skip those two because they're very important. Okay, restaurants, I did mention. There's going to be markets and malls. Okay, and so there's provisions for a market inside of the greater estate. And so if you are running out of groceries or you're cooking a meal and you just need to pick up some tomatoes, you don't have to drive the 15 minutes to the central market. You can just walk to the market. And so that's a wonderful thing. And then there's provisions for 2 malls, one inside of the greater estate and then one right across the street. And so if you're the type that doesn't like to be in the house for too long, if you like to window shop like I do, okay, and so that's a great thing. You can just get out of the house, see what's going on in the community, and you won't get bored, okay? And so also hotels, there's a provision for a hotel inside of the greater estate, and then also a gas station right across the street, okay? So jumping back up to the 2 that I skipped, okay, it's very of note that this land inside of Jezreel Valley is registered land. All praises to the Most High. So I have to take a pause on that one because it is very important. Okay, so what does this mean for you as a prospective buyer? What it does is that it offers security. Okay, it offers security in a purchase. And most importantly, it kind of prevents the case from, something coming up later on. Like my great aunt, like aunt or uncle, this is their land. And I wasn't aware that they sold it. And so, give it back to me. And then now you're trapped in, land law court. And that takes a very long time. And so this eliminates all of those situations. And so it's definitely a blessing from the Most High in that regard. And we are very grateful that we can offer to our brothers and sisters in the diaspora. And so, yes. And then also it's of note that this land is flat. And so when it comes to building, you don't have to worry about leveling your space before you go in to lay your foundation. And so that's an ease on your pocket as well. And so, yes. Ooh, I said a mouthful there. Okay. And so really, I know I said a lot, guys, but what I would like for people to take away from Jezreel Valley is that with us, and when we came up with the idea, or the Most High placed the idea in our space, we wanted it to be a space where people can come and just, we can experience togetherness once again. We can build familial bonds once again. We can, know our community, know the patrons of our community, know our neighbors, get to know people, foster that sense of belonging and togetherness. And we don't kind of have to feel weird about saying all praises to the Most High. We can just confidently, walk down the street and say, hey, all praises. And so with us, it's more than just a transaction and then we're done, or, a building of a house and then we're done. But we wanted to really build that space. And we're glad that the Most High put us in a position to do just that. And so I'm going to hand the mic back to Moses, and we're going to take a closer look at really what's inside Jezreel Valley.
All right. Thank you so much, Ashley. And that was a very good presentation. Merci beaucoup. Taking a closer look at Jezreel Valley, please move.
Oh,
to the
sorry.
next slide. Thank you.
Sorry.
It's okay. So who is, who can be in Jezreel Valley, right? Who is Jezreel Valley for? So here we put that individuals and family looking to build out their family home, looking to build out their dream home. You are welcome to Jezreel Valley. So if you're an individual out there looking to build your dream home and you want to come to Ghana, if the Most High is, calling you to come to Ghana and you're looking for a place to build your dream home, you are welcome to Jezreel Valley. And families looking to put up, family homes, you are welcome to Jezreel Valley. People who would like to buy a tiny home. So as earlier, as Ashley mentioned, that we are, allocating a space in Jezreel Valley to put up tiny home for people who are looking to, live in a kind of, a low maintenance house or kind of, a small space because they are just by themselves or they don't need much rooms, right? It is also a perfect space for people who have retired, right? Because it's kind of a one-plug area where you can have a lot of facilities and amenities around you. You can have access to the market, access to office, co-working spaces. You can have access to schools and hospitals and stuff. So it's a very good area for that. And young people who want to build, substantial income or like residual income. So if you're out there looking to invest in Ghana, like put up a property and list it out for Airbnb or something, you are welcome to Jezreel Valley as well. And investors looking to build their own community and family estate. And so if you are an investor out there looking to put up a community, for your people, for your group, you are welcome to Jezreel Valley as well. And so these are the people that we are looking to open our arms widely to come in and be with us in Jezreel Valley. Right. So talking about community, we just take the time to share with you what we've been able to do with a group that they have not touched Ghana before, not even a representative, but through the help of the Most High, we got connected and we were able to help them put their community together. This is just on a 5 acre of land, which is around how much? 20 plots. Yeah, 20 plots of 70 by 100. So we were able to help them through the designing process and everything because they told us the vision. And so we deem it fit to kind of show you that if you are out there looking to put up a community, you are welcome to Jezreel Valley and be help to help you. Right? These are just a few pictures of it. And during all this process, we are going to take our time to communicate effectively with you so that we both parties kind of understand what you really want to establish. So every form of measurement, every form of detailing, once you put every single line, we are going to give you a feedback for your approval before we move on. And so we have the architects, we have the builders, and all of that in our team that we are going to help you, put together your community, right? It's so important to show you that community layout that we have. For the broader estate, this is the community layout that we have. It's a very huge space, and all praise to the Most High, the space that have been circled with the blue is where Jezreel Valley is located. Probably the amenities in here is a lot, from banking halls to hotels to gas stations to foreign avenues and golf courses and other stuff, even industrial parks. So it's a well organized and mapped out community that comes with a precise layout, very, very clean and nicely put out. And they have grouped them into various communities. And so Jezreel Valley is going to be a community within the broader community, right? As we go on, you see. So these are some of the classifications that has been done from community 1 all the way up to community 11, but we can only put few. So you can see community 1, community 2, 3, Foreign Avenue. It's a very beautiful place that, has been really mapped out. Right. So Ashley did mention of a police station right at the entrance of it, that it was functional. And this is the police station. The very picture at the top left is the police station, and it is operational. And Ghana police is very friendly, very, very friendly. If you get to Ghana, anywhere you are, whether you're in Accra, Eastern region, Volta region, once you need help in terms of finding a place or location, if you meet a policeman, just get close to them and ask them. If you're fortunate, they can even put you in their car and then take you to the place. But they will be 100% willing to give you direction and help you out. Right. The second picture below the police station is actually the picture of the restaurant that has been put in there. And this is operational as well. It has a beautiful forecourt where families who love to kind of do a little barbecue outing or something can actually, use that space for a family hangout. It is a very beautiful forecourt. Yes, and then the last picture is actually a signpost right in front of the golf course. So we put in a picture here just to show you the picture of how the golf course is looking like.
Sorry, that's late.
Right. So these are the pictures we took of the land to show you how the landscape look like. It's a very beautiful place. The area is very serene and nice. It has mountain views all around it. Almost all the four corners, but at least for a third side of it, you have beautiful mountain view all over it. The soil is very fertile, and so it supports anything you're going to put in there to kind of plant, except for plants that are tropically not going to do well here because it's hot. It's a bit hot in Ghana. Right? Yes. For me, I would say a bit because I'm used to it. But it's hot here in Ghana. But aside that, any fruits or any tree or anything you're going to put here, if tropically is supposed to do well here, it will germinate and do well. The place is beautiful so much that sometimes picture doesn't even do justice to what it is. We also did mention of road. And so the roads have been put in, especially the main lanes. And in Jezreel Valley, because we know the type of people we are dealing with, we are looking to put in more streets to foster more accessibilities, right? As far as people, keep coming in and stuff. So, yes. And family, it is important to let you know that it is not just a bare land. Some people who purchase it have started building, and these are some of the project that is going on. Very soon, especially the one who have gotten to the roof, will be done. And the one who has the solar panel, the picture on the left bottom one, they are living there as we speak right now. They are living there. At this point that we took the picture, they had their water reservoirs and their solar. So this person is just living on his own, providing his own electricity and providing his own water. And so this is a good thing, right? Okay. So this is just a picture moment of us. We took some picture with the visionary of the brother estate. He was so kind, and the Most High just opened the way through him for us to be able to secure this 40 acres of land. So family, this is what we have, and we know that it is not for us alone. It is given to us so that we'll make it known, so that the people that the Most High is calling to come will come and occupy it. So that is basically it, right? Moving on to the next, this is a picture of the golf course that I mentioned earlier. It's so beautiful as we speak. By middle of next month, there's going to be a golf tournament that is going to be hosted here. The Paramount Chief and all the big shots in the region are going to come to play golf. And we will do our possible best if we get access to kind of take some coverage and put them on our YouTube for you to have and look at them. Right. This is just the I would say the bird eye view of the entrance, right? And so with all the things that we showed you, the police station, the restaurant and its forecourt, and the entrance itself, it is done. So we want you to know that it's not just a concept, it is happening. All these buildings have been put in place and things are actually happening in the broader estate. And so it's Jezreel Valley. So we want you to really take notes. The road in front of the main estate is a paved road, and as we speak now, they are even looking to expand it because it's connecting the capital city of Volta region to the last border town of Volta region that shares border with Ghana and Togo. So they are looking to expand it. Right. All right, family, it's very important that we tell you how much and what size the land actually costs, and this is it. So this is the spec of the land. Now, the land size we are dealing with in Jezreel Valley is 70 by 100 feet per one plot, which is equivalent to 7,000 square foot. I understand that here we use, feet, but in other parts of the world, they use square foot to kind of, do their measurement. So 70 by 100 is equivalent to 7,000 square foot. And 1 acre is equivalent to 4 plots. So 4 plots of 70 by 100 will give you 1 acre of land. So 1 acre of land is going to give you 7,000 square foot times 4, which is 28,000 square foot. So that is the size per acre that we are using right now. So the land price, it is 50,000 Ghana cedis. The price of the land is 50,000 Ghana cedis per 1 plot, which is equivalent to $4,550. Now, this price, the CD is constant, but the dollar changes as the conversion rate changes. So if tomorrow we wake up and the dollar has moved, right now I think it's around 11 something, but if the dollar moved to 12, it means the dollar is going to reduce, but the CDs is always constant. So 4 plots of the 50,000 Ghana cedis is going to give you an acre, which is equivalent to 200,000 Ghana cedis, which is equivalent to $18,200 per 1 acre. Family, it was so important for us to break it down for you to know how much a square foot costs. So a square foot is 7 cedis, 14 pesos, 7 Ghana cedis, 14 pesos, which is equivalent to 65 cents per square foot. 65 cents per square foot. Now, what does the purchase include? This is so important to us. When you pay your 50,000 Ghana cedis for 1 plot, these are the stuff that it includes. It includes your surveying, so you don't have to come out of pocket to pay for your surveying or pay for a surveyor to survey the place for you. The surveying is part of the price. Now, we are going to give you an indenture. Indenture is actually the signed document that binds you, the buyer, and then we, the seller. And it is a very, very important document that the court has to sign, the surveying and mapping department of Ghana has to sign, the registrar of the court has to sign, and then the Ghana Bar Association, solicitors, and the lawyers have to stamp and sign. So it's very important with you signing with your witnesses and us also signing with our witnesses. So that is the indenture, very, very important documentation. So if you want to also demarcate, for instance, you buy more than 1 plot, you buy 1 acre, 2 acre, 3 acre, all the way to 4 acres. If you want us to demarcate it into plots, as we were mentioning earlier about family estates, if you want us to demarcate it into single plot or, one person having 2 plots combined, however you want us to demarcate it, it is part. Family, it's also important to know that your payments include all access road around your plots, right? It comes with an access road. And then a very, very specialized and customized pillars. And so when you purchase your plots, what we do is that if you give us that, put this name, let me say Moses and family, we take our time and put Moses and family on your pillars and mount them at the four corners of your land. It depends on how big your land size is, will determine how many pillars that we are going to mount. And so that is it. You come and you'll be able to see your pillar with your name written on it to identify your land. So this is what it includes. However, we are also looking to open our arms to people who want to build community. And so the community package is different from the individual package. And what do we mean by community? We are starting our community from people who are purchasing 5 acres of land and above. 5 acres of land and above. And because you are coming in to do such a huge investment, we've been able to put together a nice package for you. And still the land size in the community is still 70 by 100 per plot, which is equivalent to 7,000 square foot, which is equivalent to 28,000 square foot per acre. But the price changes. The price in the community, or the community price, is 35,000 Ghana cedis per plot, which is equivalent to $3,200. So an acre is 140,000 Ghana cedis, and which is equivalent to $12,800. Always remember that the cedi is constant. The dollar changes as the conversion rate changes. And we took our time to also break it down for the community package for you to know that how much a square foot will cost. So a square foot is 5 Ghana cedis, which is equivalent to 46 cents per square foot. And the purchase also comes with your indenture. It comes with your surveying, basic demarcation, personalized pillars, and access road. So family, this is the prices that we have as far as Jezreel Valley is concerned. Thank you.
Okay. All right, family. So I'm going to go ahead and jump right into the tiny home community that's going to be on the land. The community, the pictures that we have are concept photos, right? So, but we wanted to put it in there to kind of give you an idea of the type of homes that we're talking about, right? And so these are simple. This is a simple design home. Is not anything super fancy, right? Because the more fancier you make it, the more the price, the more the price goes up, right? So we wanted to have like one basic design where you can get it either in a 1-bedroom or a 2-bedroom option. And so, yeah, so these are the homes that will be made available for you to purchase on the land. And so the community, the tiny home community is for you if you want to live among like-minded people, right? And so our community is a faith-based community. So we want to make sure that everybody knows that, right? And so Jezreel Valley as a whole is a faith-based community, right? And so we stand for Abaya, and we make the place conducive, right? To allow him to be in the space and occupy the space, right? And so if you wanted to live among like-minded people, then of course the community is for you. If you're looking for affordable housing, right, then the community would be for you. If you're looking for low maintenance, I think Ashley and Moses both spoke about minimalistic living, having not to deal with so much. A lot of people may not want that whole compound thing. They don't want to buy the plot. They just want to purchase their home and that's it. Just move in and begin living. And so it'll be for you if you value community living, if you want to, see your neighbors, interact with them, and, be able to wave from your porch and see them type of thing, then the community is for you. If you're looking for investment property, right, you're looking for a way to earn income in Ghana, purchasing a home and having it for a short-term lease or long-term lease, or even listing it on Airbnb is a viable option for you to earn income here in Ghana. And so that is an option as well. The community that we have in mind is one that has, as Ashley was saying, dedicated space for worship and fellowship. The community garden, yes, will be inside of the tiny home community. The reason that we put it there is because most people, when they have their compound, they already have an idea of growing their own type of vegetables or having their own type of fruit trees and things of that nature on their own land or within their plot, the plots that they purchase. But within the tiny home community, we want to set aside a space where people, even though you have that minimalistic lifestyle going, you still have a space where you can still grow your own vegetables and have those fruit trees available to you. So we want to make sure that that's there. Within the whole community overall, we will have walking paths, right? And so exercise is important, right? And so if you want to get out and start walking, you want to be able to have those sidewalks to do it, right? And so we want to make sure to put walking paths in place, and not only just within the tiny home community, but also the overall Jezreel Valley. Right, we'll have walking paths or sidewalks and things of that nature. But you have to remember, we're in a greater estate. So if you decide, you really want to go for that walk, you can go ahead and head on out the community and even walk around the greater estate and get your steps in. Right. Within Jezreel Valley, we do have in mind to have community events. Right. And so we want to foster a place that causes us to come together as a community, love on one another, and so forth. And so, we want to make sure that we have different type of community events going on, Taco Tuesdays, I don't know, Pizza Day, I don't know, whatever type of event that we want to bring together to kind of bring the family together as one. Those are the type of events that we want to have available within the community. Now we're going to talk about a little bit of the inside of the home, right? And so the inside of the home will give you an open floor plan, right? And so the living room and the kitchen, they'll be open, so you'll be able to be in the living room and see your kitchen, and vice versa, right? And so the kitchen will have your oven, your stove, your stove extractor, your refrigerator, your microwave, cabinetry, and a pantry area.
It's fully fitted.
Right, it's fully fitted. And and we'll get into the size of the home in a minute, because the size of the home had to increase some in order to accommodate, right? And so we joke about it, saying that it's the tiny house community, but it's the not so tiny house community, right? But these are the things that's in there. And your bedrooms will come fitted with wardrobes, and also you'll have AC in the living room and the bedrooms, and there's also a laundry area, right? So you'll have everything available for you. On the outside of the home, each home will have a single vehicle carport or a driveway. Your cars won't be able to, if you have multiple cars, they won't be able to be side by side, but they can be one behind the other. So if you have two vehicles, you can still get your vehicles on the driveway. It just, it'll be narrow, right? Just so keep that in mind. Each home will come with a trash can, right? And you'll be able to have space to fully walk around your home, right? So there's not any, what's it called? Townhome, yeah, where the houses are connected, right? So you'll have space to walk fully around your home. All right, and so this is the floor plan for the two bedroom house. And you can see from the living room to kitchen, you can see how it's an open floor plan situation. They do in the primary bedroom, there is a walk-in closet, right? Both bedrooms do have ensuite, and so you have bathrooms in both bedrooms, and then you have a washroom for your guests, right? So it's two bedroom, 2.5 bathroom. And then you can see off of the kitchen, there is the pantry area, and then there is a laundry area on the other side of that. But most importantly, there's an exit door there, right? And so it was important for us to make sure that there's two exits to get out of your home. You don't have just one exit, and that the exit is off of your carport. So when you pull up to your house, you don't have to walk around the house. You can just go straight into the door. If it's rainy, we have dry and rainy season here. And so if we're in rainy season, you don't have to worry about trekking your muddy shoes through the house. The laundry area is there, so you can set up type of mud room type situation to help you keep your house tidy in that way. And so, yeah, so this is the 2-bedroom. Now, here is the floor plan for the 1-bedroom. Right. And so the 2-bedroom, I didn't mention the 2-bedroom was 1,150 square feet, where the 1-bedroom is 750 square feet. So if you want to get an idea of the size of each one. And so it still has the open floor plan. It still has the walk-in closet, right? You still have your washroom inside of the primary bedroom or the bedroom, and you still have your restroom or your washroom for your guests. Right? You still have the pantry and you still have the laundry room and you still have that exit right off your carport. All right. And so, yeah, so this is the 1-bedroom floor plan. All right. And so, like I said, it's a basic house, the basic square house design. We will make sure these are concept photos, right? Just to give us an idea, give you an idea of the type of home we're talking about, right? So you will have your front porch. We want to make sure that there's plenty of windows around your home so you can get a lot of light to come into your home to accommodate your space. And so, yeah, that's what this is. All right. And so Jezreel Valley Tiny Homes, right? We were dedicating 5 acres of land, right, to the tiny home community, right? And so, like I said, it would be a mixture of 1-bedroom and 2-bedroom homes, all have ensuite. 1.5 bathroom for the 1-bedroom, 2.5 bath for the 2-bedroom, and you can see the square footage there, right? So at the beginning, we're going to dedicate 35 homes that'll be available within that space. But if more people want to be a part of the tiny home community, we will have room for an extension to extend, right? And so the price of the 1-bedroom is 50,000 USD, this dollars. And the price of the 2-bedroom is $55,000.
Mhm.
All right. And so that ends our presentation and all that we have to offer.
Mhm.
And so, Pastor, we can open it up for the Q&A now, I guess.
Yeah, I see a few questions in the chat. Some of this information was covered earlier on, but it wouldn't hurt to let me go find the first question. Okay, I think I answered this one, but let's make sure that I answered it properly. How many people would be considered as a community? I think this was in reference to the community purchase of 5 acres.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you don't mind,
Not sure.
for the community package or price, it doesn't matter how many people. And so the allotment is 5 acres and above. And so, if you have 10 people, if you have 6 people, if you have 15 people, but if they're okay with 5 acres at 1 acre at 28,000 square feet, then yeah, you can take advantage.
Mm-hmm. Because we offer the demarcation. So if you get 5
Right.
acres and above, and you want to break down the 5 acres into smaller plots to accommodate whoever is in your group, then that can be done as well, right? And so just keep that in mind too.
Okay. Next question by Supermodel Society TV. Given it's a faith-based community, how does that work out if you want to Airbnb out your property? Are you able to state that when renting out, or wondering if there are restrictions?
Mm-hmm. Okay. And so I don't believe that there would be okay. I don't believe that there would be restrictions. I mean, as long as I don't know somebody's throwing a party. I mean, I don't know what's going on. But if it's just an Airbnb, usually people stay in Airbnb short term. Yeah, so it's not like a long term situation. So as long as they're aware that they're going into a faith-based community, then yeah, I don't think that that would be an issue.
Okay, so to add up to what she said, we know we are going to group them in sections. So if you are purchasing on our consultation, we will ask you what exactly you want to build, whether you want to build something for Airbnb or you want to build a home for yourself. So if you are building an Airbnb, it puts you in a commercial zone. So it will give us the chance to put you in the area where we want to put all the commercial zones that can do that, so that it might not, kind of have, how do I put it? It might not have
An effect on
an effect on the other community as well, because we understand that it being a commercial property, people will come in and out and kind of go at a particular time and stuff. And so we apportion a particular area that we are going to align all the commercial properties. Yes.
All right, Carrie Ya has a question. Are these homes already built, and is anyone living in them? I know you covered this earlier in the broadcast, but for her sake, we'll go ahead and rediscuss.
And so the homes that they're not already built. We build as you buy. And so when you say that you're wanting the tiny house, then once you submit like the income or the funds to do so, then we'll begin your project, because it's your project. And so you'll just be entering into the tiny home community. And so I don't know if anybody want to add on.
Yeah, so they are not already built.
Yeah.
And so in terms, if you are thinking about time duration to get it done,
Right.
Maximum 4 months. If you are ready, we are ready.
Right.
Just kickstart, and then maximum 4 months, it's ready for you to walk in.
All right, another question from Carrie Ya. I was also wondering about renting due to many African lands are tribal lands, and they can come back and remove you and possibly take your home. And I think you answered this when you discussed registered land, but go ahead and, for her sake again.
Okay, so that's a very good question. Here, every land in Ghana as it stands now, it's leasehold. And so when you are being leased the land, or when you enter into a lease treaty, there is a time for renewal. The most important thing is that at the time that you are purchasing the land or going to lease the land, make sure that they put in your indenture, which is your document, a renewal clause. Now, once there is a renewal clause, no owner can come and take that land from you. That is one. And number two, when you do your purchase and then you get your indenture, you have to go and register the land with Lands Commission of Ghana. And so when you register the land with Lands Commission of Ghana, it gives you the power to enjoy your lease within the stipulated time and years given. If there is a renewal clause, it binds you and then your next generation and their next generation. And then the person who is selling the land for you, it binds them, their successors, their next generation and their next generation, to have no power to evoke the lease from you. They will have to renew anytime that the lease is done or the lease is due. So once there is a renewal clause, no one can come and take you out of the land. And it's important that you just don't settle on the indentures. You have to go ahead and register your land with the Lands Commission of Ghana. So, yes.
Okay, this next question, I'm really not sure what they're asking, but I think it's in reference to the tiny home community, where it says, is the extension in relation to adding more bedrooms?
You do.
I don't. The extension that I was speaking of, if you're talking about the tiny home, the extension is to add more room for people who wanted to build more houses.
Yes.
And so we allocated for about 35 houses to start. But if 40 people are interested in the homes, then we would extend the land to accommodate.
And and to remind the community that this tiny home community is just part of the greater community. There are still custom built homes that are being built to your specifications, 3, 4, 5, 6 bedrooms, whatever. But that's where the consultation with Jezreel comes in. And their information will be posted at the end of this video today. Someone is asking, can you repeat the timeline for delivery of the properties?
Okay. So the timeline in the dry season here in Ghana, 4 months, your property will be ready. Yes, 4 months. But in the rainy season, because the rain kind of, is unpredictable, maximum 5 months, your project should be ready.
Okay, and this brother also has another question. Can they buy multiple units?
It's possible.
Sure. Of the tiny home community, sure.
Mhm.
Yes, it's possible you can buy multiple units.
Okay, I think Supermodel is doing a clarification on the question. She says, assuming you want like-minded renters, concerned that the Airbnb may have restrictions if you say you'll only rent to certain people. I think she's saying people that want to come in and have like wild parties, alcohol, loud music. I think that is the nature of the question. I think that's what she's saying. Is that going to
Right.
be offensive to the community at large? So,
And so, as a community as a whole, there will be not heavy restrictions, but there will be some guidelines as far as things that don't go against really, what we believe in things. And so, there might be quiet hours, meaning that after maybe 11, that the noise will be reduced. But anything that is like super restrictive, then no. But as far as us kind of uh, differentiating in who people rent to if they're interested in an Airbnb property, no, we wouldn't do that. What we would do is make the community guidelines available for everyone to know. But they're not strenuous. We can tell you guys that.
Right. So
okay.
also to add to that, like we said, we have a zone that we have actually demarcated for people who are going to put in properties of that nature to rent for Airbnb. And so we kind of, there's going to be walls and other stuff, division to kind of separate the broader community from people who are looking to, build for commercial purposes. However, there's going to be, rules and restrictions for the homeowners to kind of, also relate it to the people who are going to rent the property within that zone.
Okay, and this journey says is there a timeline from the point you purchase the land that you have to start to build? I mean, is there like a timeline, a deadline for the purchaser to start building on the property?
That's a
Okay.
good question.
Yeah, that's a very good question. So we have put in no timeline because we know how it is, and sometimes it's difficult to kind of buy with some amount of money, and then right there and there you have to find money to put up the project. No, we have no timeline for you to build your house. However, we will advise that periodically, if you kind of get someone to kind of clear your land a little bit so that it doesn't become so bushy and become a hub for reptiles and stuff, to kind of
Make their
disturb,
home, yes.
exactly, be inconvenience to the neighbors. But at least if you're able to put up a fence wall on the plot that you're going to purchase, you take your time whenever you want to, come in and build, you'll be good to build. We have no specific timeline for that.
Okay, new Ani, and I hope I pronounced that right. Is this on or near the waterfront? Because 18,200 per acre seems a bit steep.
And so, no, we are not on or near the waterfront. But what I will say about the price is that it is important to note the amenities that come with this land. One, the land is registered. Not only is the land registered, it is also housed inside of an already developing estate. Okay, the land is not in the middle of nowhere. It's only 10 minutes from city center, or was it 15 minutes from the city center? Okay, and so it's 5 minutes from the airport. Okay, there's a police station right at the entrance. There's restaurants. There's all of these. There's golf course. There's really an abundance of amenities, involved in this project. And so what we're really, trying to give is there's value there. There's value there.
Okay, to add to that, the land is also a registered land, and sometimes it's not easy to kind of register a quantum of land at a go, and that also gives you more security. And we are also, like we mentioned, going to put in all the access road and streets, which is a hefty kind of thing to do in the beginning. So all of this kind of amount to how the price is at the time.
K Stack says, "What kind of reptiles?" Godzilla.
All right. So when I meant reptile, I'm not referring to wild animals, but just to let you know that periodically it's good to let someone, clear land. Since you're not building, it's good to let, have either a caretaker or kind of, get in contact with us to kind of let us get someone to clear so that it doesn't grow to a certain limit to kind of become inconvenience to the broader community.
But you see some but some as far as reptiles, but they have here geckos.
Geckos, yeah.
Geckos are everywhere. So if you're okay with geckos, then I think you'll be okay.
All right, Alex Burnett, my nephew, he's saying, "Do they have satellite TV?" Typical question from my nephew.
So is satellite TV available in the area?
Yes.
Yes. Satellite TV is available.
Yeah, we have DSTV.
Yeah,
out
DSTV
here.
is out here. Yes.
Yeah, it's just like regular cable.
Okay, Angela Caraway. We answered this earlier, but she's questioning about medical facilities, medical care facilities. Are they available in the community?
And so we are only 12 minutes drive from the major hospitals called Ho Teaching Hospital. That is the largest hospital in Volta region, period. In addition to that, we are only 3 minutes away from a newly built private hospital, a private facility. And so there's definitely options there. In addition to pharmacies, in Ghana, you don't have to ever travel far to find a pharmacy. So there's pharmacies everywhere in that regard.
And one thing I can say about Ghana in terms of healthcare, like, and everybody is like really aware and they're really conscious of their health. And so I think I like that part of it being here in Ghana is that everyone is really aware of their health. And so people are, they're watching what they eat, they're exercising. Like usually people are really fit. People are really fit here. And so you don't have to worry about that. And hospitals are at least two that are really close to the land, and one is modern. One is a newly built hospital. And so
Okay, will there be an option for solar power?
Yes, there's going to be an option for solar power. Actually, we are looking to promote that, self-sufficiency.
Yeah,
it's very, very important. So there will be an option for solar power,
as well as borehole.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't see any more questions. If there are any more questions, family, go ahead and pop those in the chat quickly. We want to be respectful of our guests and their time. So if you have any other pertinent questions you want to ask now, but remember, you can always reach out to Jezreel Resource Management at Gmail. This is family. They will answer your questions. They're not going to charge you for every question. Amen. So you can trust them, and I'm saying that from a person who's had some bad experiences in the past. This is family. So this is different. These are people that I know and that I trust, and they have a track record of success, of honesty, transparency with the family. So when you're deciding to move forward, reach out to them, communicate with them. Ask the questions, that you may not have been able to ask on this broadcast. This is going to be up. People are going to be watching it later. Reach out, ask the questions, call, email, visit their website, gather your information, do your due diligence, family, do your research, and then make your decision prayerfully before the Most High Yahuwah. That's the most important thing. All right, we got a question from Daily Bread. Are there rolling power outages? And what about the drainage system since you have monsoon times?
Okay, so regarding the power outages, what I will say is that we lived in Accra for a year, and we're going into our second year here in Volta region. For me, I'll speak for myself. The power stability in Volta region is better than the power stability in Accra. Now, why that is, maybe it's because Accra is more heavily populated. I'm not sure, but it's rare that we get a power outage that's not weather related. And so, if it's not weather related, maybe once every 1 or 2 months. Yeah, it's not a lot.
Often. And then it's not long.
It's not long.
Yeah, it doesn't stay out long. Unless something is going on within the compound or the space that you're staying at, but it doesn't last long.
And then
Okay, there was something about the drainage during monsoon.
Oh, the drainage. And so they do have during rainy season, they do have like flood zones, but I know personally I've been Accra, right? The East Lagoon area, or in certain areas they have like flood areas, but not out here in Ho.
So here in Ho, the drainage systems are very better.
Yeah.
Ho, no, they don't experience flood.
None of the systems get choked like that.
Yeah, no.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But in Accra,
in Accra is different.
there are certain areas that get flooded anytime there is a rainy season.
Yeah.
Okay, is there a food forest? And I know you answered this earlier, but just quickly retouch.
The community garden?
Yeah.
Are you okay for the community garden? Okay. And so yes, there in the community garden, yes, there will be a community effort to plant vegetables and things of that nature. The community garden is going to be housed where the tiny home community is. Because we were saying that most people, when they have their compounds, usually they have their own idea of what types of fruit and what types of vegetables, what types of trees and things like that they want on their own personal land. But people in the tiny home community, because they're just, they just have their house, that it's important for us to make sure that they too have space where they can kind of plant those vegetables and plant those fruits and things like that, and be able to get the fruit and vegetables that they need from off of their own land, out of their own space. So, yeah.
Okay. And Nuwani has another question about how many lots, I believe, not plots, but lots are in an acre?
Four plots.
Yes, 4 plots make 1 acre.
Okay. And someone is asking, can you put your YouTube channel?
Yes. So our YouTube channel is at Jezreel Talks. I'm not sure if we are in the chat, but it's at JezreelTalks. And so that is our at on YouTube.
So Jezreel Talks.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that's easy enough. So look up Jezreel Talks on YouTube. I've been watching y'all's videos. Y'all putting up a plethora of videos. I mean, y'all must be excited about the project.
Yeah, they're really excited. It's a very exciting and unique opportunity, and we really want our brothers and sisters to understand the rarity of it. Thank you. The rarity of it. Because we're dealing with a registered land, that takes away so much stress, that takes away so many questions, that eases the mind, that makes things a lot easier, in terms of moving forward and doing your building projects and things of that nature. And sometimes, Ghana has gotten a bad rap, in terms of land purchasing. But there are spaces that people can come and occupy. There's, if you do your due diligence and work with the right people, you can have the land that the Most High is saying that you can have. You can move and do the things and have those projects that He's put it on your heart to do. They can definitely happen. And He's created a space for us to come in and occupy and begin to do those things. And so, yeah, so my prayer is that the family would see the things that the Most High is doing. And if he's calling you, to Ghana to do a thing, that there is space for you to do it. He's made it available.
Okay, we've got 2 questions and they're both saying the same thing. So I'm just going to put it once. Yeah, they're questioning immunization, vaccinations that are required to travel to Ghana, and travel and live in Ghana.
Right. And so the only vaccination that is required to enter into Ghana is the yellow fever. Yellow fever vaccination is a requirement for Ghana. But there is no vaccination that's required to live, like a long-term situation. And so, yes, just upon entry, you have to present your yellow fever card. And so that's the only requirement for Ghana.
And didn't I hear from you before that even at the airport they offer the yellow fever shot?
That's actually
so even upon arrival.
Yes.
For $20.
Yes, for $20. So yes, because we paid so much for ours, we like, hey, we could have got it here. So yes, family, you can once you get to the airport, you can let them know that that's what you want to do, and they can go ahead and square you away, as they say in the military. They'll go ahead and square you away.
Okay, question about the internet. How does that work there? Is it prepaid like it is in other African countries? Just expound on that a little.
Yeah.
And so as far as internet is concerned, they do have a lot of options here, especially in Volta region as well. They do have wired internet, and then they have also wireless internet. And so wireless internet is where, you would kind of run more into the prepaid situation. But when you get the wired internet, most likely you have a monthly payment, and then a payment plan that you stick to every month. But yes, there's a variety of internet providers as well. Starlink is here. MTN is a major provider. Also, Telecel is another major provider as well.
Okay, wonderful. Well, we want to say thank you, family, for you guys coming and sharing the information. I want to give you guys a platform for your last words. Any parting words? Any last choice words of advice to the community before we go ahead and end the broadcast? But the family will be reaching out. I can assure you that we are even talking in the background about possibly having a community within the community. And remember, family, we're not limited. Africa is a huge continent. You can have things going on all over the continent. And don't be narrow-minded. Don't limit your faith. Jump out there and do some things while we still have the life that the Most High has given to us. So we want to thank the family again from Jezreel. We appreciate you giving your time and coming on. It's like, 11, almost midnight or something?
It's midnight.
So we want to thank y'all for sipping coffee and staying up.
No problem.
So I'm going to give you the last word. Go ahead.
Yeah, so we want to say thank you, Pastor Ray, for your support, and thank you for allowing us to be able to present on your platform to the family and let them know all that the Most High is doing on this side of Zion. And I like what you said, that that people can do things in different countries. They don't have to stay in one space, and that's just the beauty of being on the continent, right? Is that you can invest in this country and live in this country, and you can travel easy. It's just when you come abroad, there's so much that's available for you to do. And so I'm thanking and praising the Most High that we have the opportunity to express that and to let our family know that the things that the Most High is putting on your heart, there's spaces for you to have those things come to fruition, right? And so I know that before the Most High sends anybody anywhere, he always prepared the land. He always prepared the space for you to enter into. And so it's just a blessing to be on this side to help in that preparation. getting things together for families to just come and occupy.
And so for me, thank you guys for staying in there for so long. I hope we did not take up too much of you guys' time, but not to repeat what Mom has said, what I will say is that there are rewards that come by faith and obedience. Okay, and so sometimes I do feel as though the Most High is calling some people to move, but they are not moving. No matter where the Most High is sending you, it could be to Ghana, it could be to Tanzania, it could be to Uganda, Rwanda. The continent is large, but there is a reward behind being faithful to the Most High and being obedient in the Most High, and always trusting that He's going to catch you. You know, when you take that step toward Him, He takes like 5 toward you. And so, yes, that is what I will say. Be encouraged in that regard, and never limit the Most High. He is able to show up like in an hour in a way that you could never expect. And so, yes, be blessed.
Okay, family. I think my co-founders have said it all. For me, I would say thank you all, Pastor Rick. Thank you all, our beautiful community, for giving us your audience. And we are grateful. For me, as a Ghanaian, I never thought that a day like this would come where I would sit in front of a computer to communicate with my brothers and sisters who were taken from us way years back, you know. And so it's a privilege meeting you all. And may the Most High grant you all your secret prayers and lead you and order your steps according to His word. And if for sure that He sent any of you to Ghana and you come our way, we'll be glad and, you know, very happy to receive you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Amen. Amen. Well,
Amen.
Big blessings on Jezreel Resource Management. Again, thank you, family, for coming on, for sharing. I'm looking forward to you guys doing some great things and us doing some great things together on the continent. So,
Amen.
With that being said, peace and blessings. Shalom.
Shalom.